Good morning. This is Pastor Lyn with Goodland United Methodist Church. We are in the book of Leviticus this week. He has it coming. Have you ever thought about somebody? They have it coming. You know, they aren't the best person in the whole world, but you think about it, nobody deserves it coming. I want to talk to you today about tithes. A tithe of everything from the land belongs to the Lord. One of the trying aspects of farming is that the farm family has no guarantee of being paid what its labor and investment deserves. I have heard more than one farm person say, "No one but the farmer goes to the marketplace and says, 'What will you give me for this?' Everyone else names his price." Maybe that is why some of them are so generous when it comes to giving to the Lord through the church. They know that all that they have, all their possessions, are all God's anyway. In the days of ancient Israel, the Lord required a tenth of what was produced in the fields. People understood that tenth, or tithe, to be an obligation. It would not do to give a tenth only if there was plenty left over after the bills were paid. The tithe was due like the most important bill. Jesus called his followers to do far more than tithing. He told them to sell all that they had and give to the poor. We are not only free from bondage to the Old Testament law, but we are free to go far beyond it. The tithe is a goal that most Christians have yet to reach. Whether you have reached it or not, can you plan to give 1% more of your income this year than you did last year? What would that increase amount to every week? I want to tell you a story about a little church that wanted someone to preach on Sunday, but they didn't have any money to pay. And it was part of a circuit in Graham County, a little church known in Studley community. And one Sunday I was called to go out there and preach. And when I got there, I noticed a chicken tied to a post outside the church building. And I thought, wow, they have a pet. When church was over and I went out the door, a farmer came up beside me and he said, "We can't pay you in money, but here's a chicken." And I said, "Well, you know, I live in town. I don't think I'm allowed to have chickens where I live." And he said, "No problem. I think you're coming back next week." So the next week when I went back, there was still a chicken, but this time it was all dressed out and wrapped in brown paper. And he said, "Now, you will accept it today, and you do know how to cook it, don't you?" You know, that was the tithe that church could give on those 2 Sundays. Worked for me. A good lunch came out of it. So give as God lays on your heart as you are able. This is Pastor Lyn. Have a great day.